Caution aside, Krile sustained no injuries you need to worry over. I think, Milana, you knew Krile's mother. I'm too eager to hear the detail. After that battle, I think we all require a moment. You had better get some rest too, I mean. Well, I'd rather not have to tumble over the pavement in front of half the city. I am none worse for wear, thanks to you, Stola. What of yourself? If you have any hurts, we can tend to those now before we see Liana. Into the mist. We're at the final quest now. Krile's ready to hear more from Milana, or is she? Sure isn't. I want to know more than anything, yet a part of me is still terrified. But having come so far, I cannot turn back from the truth now. If everyone is filling up to it, let us go and have our answers. I find myself feeling anxious on Krile's behalf. Alright, I'm ready to hear it. While the key may be the main topic of our conversation, there's no telling what else Milana might reveal. I have every confidence Mole would be safe in your company, but it hardens to see me ease harm nonetheless. Ah, our new friends. You know why grandmother called us here? Both Anil and I are neglected to ask. Are you faring? I hope you recovered with your brush with the Doom trade. Did I hear something about a behemoth? Just another day for us, really. Okay.
Ere I begin my tale, there is something about our family that you need to understand. We are descendants of the speakers of Eld, and I myself am the latest to inherit the role. Even as we do our utmost to ensure our people's welfare in our adopted home, it has ever been our duty to find a means to return whence we came. Alas, our ancestral treasure never did answer our prayers. And that left my elder sister, the previous speaker, mired in doubt. It was then, when she was at her most vulnerable, that preservation reached out to her.
The key is none other than that relic, and it has been in the safekeeping of our people since time immemorial.
Yes. When lightning threatened this world, we attempted to use the key to flee again, like our ancestors once did. Alas, no matter what we tried, we couldn't invoke its power. We had all but given up when Preservation approached us with an offer of partnership.
Led to Calyx's involvement in all this.
We've heard this part before, from my parents' memories. My mother was your sister.
She was, which makes you an heir to the Speaker's legacy. The last message I received from your parents said that in order to thwart Preservation's design, they must send away both their daughter and the key. I now understand what became of the former. As for the latter, through conversing with your friends, I gleaned with whom it currently resides.
And is it your wish that we give it back?
We Milala are the people of Treno now. Here is where we've put down our roots. The moment Krile relinquished the key, she relinquished our claim to it as well. But be that as it may, my sister gave up not only her life, but her darling daughter, to prevent its misuse. It is my duty to ensure that its new bearer is worthy. So, should it answer your call as it never did ours, how would you use the key's power?
To explore worlds yet unknown to us. That is my way.
For some, that might be a self-serving end. But your deeds are proof that I needn't worry. And what's more, there's your friendship with my niece. I dare say that speaks well of your character.
By the by, do you have any records pertaining to the key here in Treno?
Would that we did. But Delilah took everything with her when she joined Preservation. If aught remains, it would be in Alexandria.
All right,
And
back to
so
where we were.
find ourselves returned to our original course.
Shale may have made some progress. Perhaps it's time to bring our visit to an end. But by that, I don't mean to say that I don't feel welcome in Treno. You've all been so kind and accommodating. And in many ways, it's my hometown. It's just that, well,
It's all right, my dear. It is true that some feel bound by blood or birthplace, but I don't believe that your parents would have wanted that for you. They devoted their lives to understanding the key so that future generations would not be burdened by it. As we have chosen Treno, so too should you choose the place you call home. A place where you can bloom and grow with fearless joy.
I will.
We must give you a proper send-off, though. Wait for us by the gate, will you? A word of caution, Keeper of the Key.
And that would be...
As you know, it is a relic that has traveled across centuries and worlds, passing through countless hands. Oft beckoning to those ruled by ambition or avarice. Indeed, some have wondered if it chooses its master. But I believe differently. I believe that some inexorable force, call it fate, if you will, ushers it from one bearer to the next.
Well, not concerning.
Be wary, for fate's regard now falls upon you.
Ominous. Wait, that was an Alra here? There's been nothing but Lalafell here. What? That's not a good sign. You're gonna lead to a whole new heap of trouble in it. Yeah, I was kind of wondering, because they had one of two options here. With Krile, specifically. She could have chosen to remain behind and be removed from the story entirely. Or not. And it looks like in this case, they've decided against benching her from the story entirely. Now, whether that means she'll be playing a role in the next expansion or not might be another story. In one way or another, I don't have any strong negative feelings toward her. I feel like they kind of touched on everything they needed to here. Now, what happens after this is a whole nother issue. Well, looks like she's seen the first ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I'm glad she found what she sought. Lamil and Anil have gone to summon the other Malala we've met from across the city. I can't believe I have living relatives here. And that they make it seem so simple. Maybe it's just enough just to be Krile. The Malala's records were in Preservation's possession. I doubt they would ever relinquish them. That knowledge must await us back in Alexandria.
Thank you all for everything.
We're the ones who should be thanking you. You fought so many times for us.
I've tended to the people's immediate hurts, but see that they receive appropriate care as they recover.
I still can't believe you took down the Doom Train. Just like that. You're my hero, truly. And I'm sure Mum and Dad and everyone else we lost will rest easier now that it can never hurt anyone again.
Took down the 400-year-old weapon.
I cannot thank you enough for supporting my plan for the barrier. Not to mention that we wouldn't even have the electrope to restore it without your aid. I can't wait to see what else we can do now that the mine is back in service. Krile. O life, flourish on this faraway shore. Unfurl your fragile petals with fearless joy. Let this sky grant shelter from darkest storm, and here bloom, hand in hand, forevermore. Remember that, will you? Whatever shore you choose.
Of course, those words and our people will always be in my heart.
After so long without her, I had begun to forget what my sister was like. Her face, her voice, fading like the mist. All I could remember clearly was her resolve as we parted for the last time. But now I've seen her again. In you, sweetheart. bringing her back to me. It is a joy to have met you, Krile.
You too, Aunt Miaili.
I know your home lies far from here, but to us you'll always be family. Come and see us once in a while, won't you?
I will. My comrades have found a treatment for Levin's sickness, so I'll bring it to Treno as soon as I can.
My, you certainly have no shortage of accomplished friends. We'll await your return, my dear. Life is full of surprises when one lives in hope. Isn't that right, Delilah?
Once we're back in Solution 9, I should hope to relax with a hot cup of tea. If safe and reliable airship travel to Treno would possible, it would cut down on the length and danger of the journey. Though we are still in the 9th, it hardly feels like it up here. What a wonder. Feels like a bit like I'm dreaming. Should I ever wake, I'll remember it. I'll remember them. On a practical note, I am sure more than ever Shayla's work will yield vital insight on the key. Look forward to speaking with her when we arrive in Solution 9. If you don't mind, might we first make our way to Resolution? Dawson will be wondering about my absence. Heavens, yes. Apologies for keeping you from your duties for so long. Think nothing of it. I was more than happy to be part of your adventure, and Gozan will forgive me when I tell him of Treno. We're back. According to the people of Treno, there are other settlements in the 9th. We may have to seek them out one day. But we've learned little of the Ashians. Our Soren was more than worthwhile. Nelson hasn't worn regulators since his memory was restored. The experience must have affected him deeply. Ah, this explains much. I wondered why I had never seen hide or hair of your majesty these past days. May I ask where you've been? It's quite a long story. However stalwart your companion, traversing the Mist Continent with no knowledge of what awaited was extraordinarily reckless. That I can't deny, but availed us much. We had an opportunity to resume diplomatic relations with a long-time ally. And thus I did not, in fact, come to harm. All's well that ends well? Should you feel compelled to go on any further excursions in the future, I expect you will notify me beforehand. Yes, it was remiss of me. I apologize. Duty calls is insistent, nevertheless. Whenever you require my aid, please do not hesitate to seek it. You're back. How did it go? Did you find a way down? This and this, that and that. Hey there, Exploder. Reno, I've heard the name. Incredible that it sheltered the Malala all this time. What's more, the mayor was able to share the story of the key from her perspective. She believes the historical documents pertaining to it are stored in the Preservation's archives. They could be, though our work isn't done yet. We've made progress on the decryption. I'm on my way to the containment complex to review the data in suit. Then allow me to accomplish you. Though it may be incomplete, I should like to review the information available. I'll contact you as soon as we've made some sense of it. In the meantime, I suggest our warrior light get a good night's sleep or two. Who knows what matter of hellish technology will be after us next. Well, I assume you'll be wanting to familiar yourself with the care and the feeding of the porksies. Indeed, while I'm aware of the principles, I shall need elsewhere when the others were treating Levin affiliction. Ugh. I shall have to ask Sola to instruct me. Tis the least I can do for my family. I intend to visit them whenever possible, but my home will always be here in the Source. There's nowhere I'd rather be. Okay, not too... Alright, what do you get to show here? Earlier in Treno.
Now, there is much to be done. With access to the mine restored, I'd like to explore methods to expand our food production systems. I look forward to your insights.
Something feels suspicious here.
Oh, my poor heart. I only meant to steal a glimpse while we were in the area. But our eyes definitely met, didn't they? Oh, that's not ideal. Such fearsome instincts to perceive me as a threat in an instant. But I shouldn't be surprised. It's the Source's vaunted hero, after all.
Halmarut!
Oh, dear me! Oh.
What the?
One need hardly be the warrior of lights to notice you. You're far from subtle.
Is that Calyx?
As if the horns and scales weren't enough, you insist upon dressing for another century. Those clothes must be as old as I am. Where is your robe?
You mean the robe that practically announces me as an Ascian? Not that I don't intend to reveal that detail, but it will be at a time of my choosing.
The Ascian from before.
Besides, if one of us can't help but draw the eye, it's you. Oh, Calyx, how you've grown. Smaller, that is. And surprisingly cute-ish.
Put me down.
Jests aside, we will be departing the 9th all too soon. If you wish to say your goodbyes, I could find you a vessel and mold it to match your preferred presentation.
Don't you dare. I will not debase myself by occupying a living body ever again. And in any case, to travel the rift as you do requires the shedding of one's flesh, does it not?
I apologize if I upset you. Your understanding is, in essence, correct. The magics cannot bring a vessel through the rift. Ergo, you must discard it and assume a form of pure ether until you reach the other side. However, that doesn't mean you need discard everything like so much refuse. Using fissures such as this, one can easily send small amounts of matter between reflections. Matter such as your archived memories.
All the more reason to remain as I am. At present, I could pass through a fissure myself. And as this form suffices for surveying the material realm, I see no reason to expend effort searching for a replacement. I wish only to observe. That is enough.
Very well. I shan't press. Nevertheless, odd though you may look, I would encourage you to bid farewell to those to whom you have attachment. For now that you failed, unless our hero changes course, this world is doomed to die.
What's that supposed to mean?
I had hoped to banish death from their lives. Why should it come to all, whether they will it or no? Why must any accept this burden and grief? It was never about any one person. So no, there are none with whom I would exchange fond farewells. But so long as mankind yet survives, I can hold fast to my faith. That my life's work might again bring someone salvation.
Hold fast you must, as we press ever onward. For soon it begins, and every world shall tremble. The Winterers must be prepared to outlast the great withering to come.
Great withering.
That's your ominous prediction, is it?
No, it's nature's proclamation. Can't you hear it? It echoes in the silence, left by the will of the star.
Weather blows fate's wandering will, for gray clouds besiege winter's chill. Okay, so what little I can make of this. So this Aura is the Ascian that was assisting Calyx. And from what I can make of their conversation, the Will of the Star refers to either Hydaelyn or Zodiark. And since Endwalker concluded, Hydaelyn and Zodiark are gone. So there is no longer a Will of the Star, so to speak. This suggests that something changed when they were both removed. And it almost sounds like there's a further consequence to that situation. They seem to be convinced that the Ninth is going to eventually die in some form, which points to a problem with the other reflections as well. And they're talking about weathering some event if we don't change our course. Yeah, until we get the reveal of the expansion in April, it's really hard to say what they're implying here. So yeah, we've been... So, all in all, the patch was kind of a side trip to kind of address Krile's situation, which was left kind of vague at the end of Dawn Trail. And I think did a good enough job wrapping things up for Krile in particular. That being said, of course, it was kind of a side tangent, as I kind of mentioned it would probably kind of end up being. So, all we can really do is wait for the next part to see what happens from here.